We pulled up to the front as closely as we could when we got home last night because it was pouring rain. And of course, living on a dirt road means you're going to have a mess on your vehicle. So before it gets dried on there, Gary's cleaning it off. And we'll tackle this. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal to get up though, because it appears to be just one limb and it's not that terribly big. I'm thinking that it came from right in there. It happened after we went to bed. We didn't hear anything either, but it did not hit the RV. So Maddie didn't bark or anything like that. So I don't think there was much commotion to it. And like I say, it's not that big of a limb. But thank you, Jesus, for looking after us yet again, because it could have caused some damage had it hit the RV. The leaves probably just brushed it. About, I don't know, probably a couple of months ago, a limb fell from this tree. Let's see, right, let me get my bearings together. Right in this area here, you can see where there's the remains. Well, there it is, yeah. Okay, now that was a sizable limb that fell. It did hit the corner of our shed. We repaired it. It damaged the roofing, the metal, but what Gary did, and he did a very good job with it, was got all the bends and so forth out of the metal as best as he could, and then turned it around and slipped it up under the ridge piece. So that kept us from having to replace the roof. This was the limb that fell back in May. It was a substantial limb, as you can see. The damage was repaired without having to call in the professionals, though, so for that we're thankful. But it was scary. Some of the limbs brushed up against, or some of the leaves rather, brushed up against the top part, but it did no damage whatsoever. Look at the little mushrooms that's come out. Today I am going to work on cutting off this curtain to fit the window. It's a 63-inch panel, and I need to cut it down to be a 34-inch finished length. That means I'll have to add a couple of inches for the hem, and I'll add about 2.5 inches because I'll fold over the cut edge so that it'll be a neat finish. I've already got my machine set up, so let's get started. All right, here's the panel. Lay it out on the cutting board. And again, I need it to be 34 inches. Look it over. Look on the right side of it. So get everything lined up. They don't sell the length that I needed. All right, 34 inches is my finished length, but I need to I need to allow for the hem and the raw edge, the cutting edge. I'll fold that over, then fold up for the hem, and so it'll have a neat professional look on the hem. If I just cut it at 37 inches, that'll be the best thing. So, all right, let me get started with cutting. 37 inches. Okay, got it cut. This will become the finished curtain. Okay, before I get started sewing, I got to press up the hem. I'm gonna fold up 1/2 inch and press this so that the cut edge will be hidden. I'll have a nice finished look. And I have done this enough that I'm pretty accurate without having to measure all the way along. So let me finish this out. Alright, I'm finishing up the 1/2 inch fold to hide the cut edge. Okay, so I got that done. So I fold it so it gives me a clean edge here. All right, now I'm ready to fold up for the hem. All right, I want it to be 34 inches in finished length. So, let me get my pins. I got Otto and Ollie out here with me. That's what I decided to name the kittens. Otto is the one that I said would probably, a name of Trouble would probably be good for him. And Ollie is the other one. Okay, 34 inches would be to here. So, if I make my fold there, and I am on the edge there, make my fold here, and then I'll pin it. So I am going to fold up a total of 2 5/8 inches. So 2 5/8 inches all along the edge here. It's going to give me my finished length. All right, let me fold this up all the way across, and then I'll press it down and stitch it up. All right, let me finish with the pressing, and then we'll be at the sewing machine ready to go with that. I feel like I probably need to say as a disclaimer, don't try this. I've been sewing since before I was in high school. My mother taught me to sew on a push pedal Singer, and that was, like I say, before I actually got into high school. And we have just celebrated our 50th high school class reunion. So I've been out of high school for 50 years. So I've been sewing for 50 plus years, and some things I kind of do my way, different from what others might do or what might be the right way, but it works. So I think I just put the iron down in front of the camera, but I'm gonna go back and press one more time on what I've folded down. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no. Okay, guess who that was? Trouble has struck. I don't think he did anything, any damage or anything like that. It's a crinkle fabric. So if he did pull it, it wouldn't, I don't think, show up. Okay, let's stitch this. Let's go to the machine. Okay, let's get this stitched up. Crossing my fingers, I have enough white thread on this spool. I have another spool of white, but it's cheapo. I picked it up at Dollar General some time back, and I don't really like to sew with that, but that's all I got. So, all right, here we go. Back stitch, and then here we go, all the way. I have to be in the mood for sewing. Always have been like that. And it just struck me this morning. Let me get this done. I think it's something I want to tackle. So here we are. Alright, back stitch. And there we go. Take these. I have left 4 pins in just to kind of help keep it. Here's the finished panel. Perfect. I'm not done with the window though, because I have something else that I want to add to it. These are some little, I don't know what you would call them, little panels, I guess, that I had made from when we were living in the house. And I had these left over from the way I was using them, how I was using them in the house. And so I thought, well, let me put them to use here. So let me put all this together, and then I'll show you the finished product. I've got the sheer that I'm going to lay over and secure them down so that it'll be a solid all the way across. All right, so I've got to thread the jute yarn through the panel, and I'm going to use this safety pin to do that. All right, let me take care of that. All right, so I'm gonna make a knot. Take the safety pin, thread it through that knot, and then I'll thread this through. That's it. Okay, I've got the sheer panels overlaid, and what I've done is I have pinned through the cording, through the jute yarn. I've pinned it on each end so that it's tight, and I've tried to get the points of the shear here in between the points of the colored fabric panels, and I've got my needle and thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to stitch each of these in between places, stitch them, and hopefully they'll remain in place. I do have this length of cording left here that I can tie around each end. I'm doing this as I go along, so I've got the vision in my head. I just got to see if I can make that vision come together. I have been using this cutting board for many, many years, and I would make notes. This is my granddaughter that just graduated high school back in 2015. The elastic for her waist was 22 inches. Ella's ruffle pants. Oh, I will never get rid of this if I never sew 11, 15, 11, 5, 15 elastic for Ella. Ella will be 14 years old in October. So yeah, there's another one for 2 t-shirts. You know, no, I will never be able to get rid of this. So fair warning to my kids, when it comes time to divide up the my earthly possessions, this stays in the family here. Alright, let's get this stitched and see how it's going to turn out. So what I'm doing is I'm stitching, catching in the cording, making sure I don't come through on the underside, and just wrapping around 2 or 3 times. Arthritis has robbed me of my fine motor skills, so my work is not that neat, and what would take me a couple of minutes before now takes a little bit longer. All right, let me do one more stitch. Maybe one more. All right, so what I've done, I've stitched it over and over, pull this tight, and then run my needle back through there, make me a knot, and it's secure. I'm going to put 2 cup hooks in the window frame, and then I'll wrap this around and tie a little bow or something like that. I don't think you'll ever see them. And if that doesn't work, I can always tie them off onto the other and be done with it that way. All right, let me go put the cup hooks in place and get this finalized. Okay, I've got the cup hook in on both sides here and on this side as well, and then I took the length of jute yarn, jute cord, and tied it. I wrapped it around the cup hook to secure it, and then tied a bow with it. Didn't have quite enough to make a pretty bow on the other side, but this is the final look. I am happy with it. I think it looks really neat, really cute. Just a little added touch to the shear that was hanging. That's hanging from the ceiling, from the molding across the ceiling, is the artificial greenery that I had. And in order to get rid of a box or a basket, I decided I would hang them up. And I like the look. Yeah, I really do like that. I'm pleased with it. Yeah. Okay, it's what's for supper. We're having chicken wings. Normally we do these on the grill, but it's just too hot to be out there grilling. So Gary's already got it prepared with, put olive oil and butt rub, salt and pepper, mixed it all up. And I'm gonna put it in the convection part of the microwave. It's not at temperature yet. I put it on 425. So as it's getting the temperature, it can be cooking it. How long is just, check it and see. I think probably about 30 minutes or so. We've done them in the microwave before or in the convection before, and they are good. So we'll see. I'll show you in a little bit. Alright, they've been baking for about 20 minutes. I'm going to flip them. It smells wonderful. Get them all flipped.
What Jess said is true. It's like if it was Trump, you'd be having reassessments and assessments and hearing after hearing after hearing. And in this case, it's only when there's something bad that happens that under
Alright, let's see. Get them back in the oven for just a few more minutes on this side.
It was not just a success, the most successful airlift in American history. What was unfolding, and then these 13
We're going to have tater tots to go with the wings. Alright, I'm going to pop them in with the wings. Okay, won't be long now. Alright, there's the wings. And here's the tater tots. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch. It's just started raining and dark outside, so you might be able to hear the rain. I think it wound up being about 50 minutes on the wings. Put them on the table. Tater tots on the table, and it is time to sit down and eat. This is what we are eating supper to. I don't know if you can really see how badly the wind is blowing. I don't particularly care for this, but don't have any control over it, and there is a benefit to the rain, so maybe it'll cool things off too. That's a pecan. No, that's an oak tree there. The pecan tree is over that way. No, what is that? That's a pecan tree straight out there. Yeah, that's a pecan tree that's pretty much over the RV. And the pecans sound like bombs when they hit the rooftop. Okay. Be safe, everyone that's dealing with this. Beginning to lighten up a good bit, so maybe the worst of it is over. Oh, y'all, I can't eat for looking at the wind blowing. I don't know what is keeping those limbs from snapping. They are twisting and turning. Thunder's rolling. Wow, wow, wow. Hurry up and be over with. Well, the good news is that the rain is just lightly falling now and the wind has stopped. We are under some kind of thunder lightning. Maybe it'll be over in just a bit completely.